The Indian game begins by controlling the important e4 square with the knight, rather than a pawn. c4 builds a strong center by controlling the important d5 square and creates a square for the knight to come to c3 without blocking the c-pawn. The king's Indian defense prepares to develop the bishop to g7, allowing white to build up a strong center which black will later try to undermine. Knight c3 prepares the e2-e4 pawn push and helps control the d5 square. The Grunfeld defense uses this pawn push to gain space in the center and attack the c4 pawn. Knight f3 supports the d4 pawn and puts pressure on the e5 square. Bishop g7 puts the bishop on the long diagonal in a move called a fianchetto. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory played by top players for years. Textbook play so far. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This strikes at the center with a pawn, trying to gain space. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This misses an opportunity to castle kingside. This wins material. Playing the same piece again slows down the progress in the opening. That was a free pawn. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside, because the king is further from the center. This misses a better way to tactically win a pawn. This is the strongest option. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. This threatens to force an isolated pawn. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. This overlooks an opportunity to force an isolated pawn. This threatens to win a pawn through a fork. This stops the opponent from being able to win a pawn through a fork. This misses an opportunity to develop a rook off its starting square. This allows the opponent to force an isolated pawn. This develops a piece while also winning a tempo on a queen. Now white can't stop black from winning a knight if they make the right moves. This threatens to play a stunning move, ignoring the threat on the knight. This overlooks an opportunity to tactically win a knight. This overlooks an opportunity to develop a piece while also winning a tempo on a queen. This is not the right idea. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This defends the attacked pawn. One more piece joins the action. The game was close to equal, but now white has the advantage. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it. This loses a pawn. That pawn was free for the taking. This threatens to win a rook through a fork. This stops the opponent from being able to win a rook through a fork. This allows the knight to control more squares. This wins material. This move puts the queen on a safer square. White will be winning material with that fork. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Right on target. Very precise. Capturing that queen wins material. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the knight. This move puts the knight on a safer square. This steps away from the checking knight. This moves the knight to safety. This evades the check from the knight. This move puts the knight on a safer square. This is the only move that works. This steps away from the checking knight. A solid choice. This removes a knight that put the king in check. Right on target. This blocks the check from an opposing bishop. Recaptures from a previous move. A very strong play. This steps away from the checking queen. This is a nice tactic found in time trouble. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This is a nice tactic found in time trouble. This wins material. This stops the opponent from being able to win a queen by pinning a piece to the king. This wins material. Takes back. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This defends the attacked pawn. Very precise. This evades the check from the rook. One of the best moves. A solid choice. A very strong play. This moves the queen to safety. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This moves the queen to safety. This is the strongest option. That was a free pawn. This defends the attacked pawn. One of the best moves. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by pawns as it tries to promote. Recaptures. A solid choice. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This evades the check from the queen. Right on target. This evades the check from the queen. Pushing a passed pawn. A very strong play. One of the best moves. Very precise. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. A solid choice. A very strong play. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. One of the best moves. A solid choice. A very strong play. This steps away from the checking rook. This moves the rook to safety. This creates a pawn chain. Linked pawns that form a strong structure. This is the strongest option. Takes back. One of the best moves. A solid choice. This overlooks a better way to evade the check from the opposing queen. Pushing a passed pawn. Right on target. This continues the checkmate threat. A very strong play. This continues down the road to checkmate. This defends the attacked knight. This continues the checkmate threat. Now black can't stop white from winning material if they make the right moves. Very precise. This misses an opportunity to tactically win a rook. Recaptures. The pawn reaches the back rank and promotes to a knight. This steps away from the checking knight. Recaptures from a previous move. This is the strongest option. One of the best moves. Thanks for watching the video. Please comment, share, and subscribe.